Okay, welcome back to some more twin Bnl action. I've done various videos in the past on both of these TVs on my channel, and I'll try and include some links below in the description. But today I just wanted to do a quick video, a quick overview, just to give you my opinion, some measurements, information on software versions, information on the service mode, and also talk about the remote and just general prices really. Obviously I'm from the UK, so it's going to be different if you live abroad, in America, etc. So first things first, I'll introduce each TV. The one on the left is the MX4000, 21 inch, it's a Bang & Olufsen, it's from Denmark and it's from the 1992 era, I believe. The one on the right is also a Bang & Olufsen Bnl MX7000, 28 inch. And in my opinion, I prefer playing on the smaller TV. I've had two of each of these over about 3 or 4 years, and I still prefer playing on the smaller TV. I don't know whether this is because I played on a smaller CRT as a kid with my Mega Drive, but I think it's got a better picture in my opinion. Obviously I'm filming this and it's never going to reflect on how it looks on camera. With a CRT you really need to see one in real life. But a little bit more on the remote itself. Now I would recommend that you pick up a genuine original Bnl remote. You can get an aftermarket remote, which I've got. Now it doesn't do every function you'd think it would do. It does struggle to access the service mode on, I believe, the MX7000 for some reason, I don't know why. So I would recommend picking up an original remote. Now here in the UK, people tend to split the remotes from the TVs and sell them separate, because without the remote itself you're pretty much stuck. You need it for everything, including turning it on, selecting inputs, volume, channels, accessing service mode, etc. You really are lost without the remote, so people tend to split them up and sell them separate. And they can go from anything from 20 to 80 pounds, and you can get TVs from anything from £10 to 80 quid, I would say. The MX4000 I picked up for about £40, and the bigger one, the first one cost me £10, and then this one I've got in front of us, that cost around £50. But I would highly recommend that you pick one up with a remote. As you can see, it's got an LCD screen, and you can add other things such as a stand. The one on the left, the MX4000, has got the stand, and you can control it with the remote. So first things first, if you find one for sale in the wild, you need to know what software version it's got. I would recommend that you pick one up with a software version of 4.3 or above. Lower software versions will be okay. However, I have been told in the past that they don't have the better tube, the better chassis. I think all these TVs come with the Philips tube, but if you've got a lower software version, you won't be able to access the service mode via the remote. Now my old MX7000, that was software version 2.1, and you had to remove the back and access 2 service pins to get into the service mode, to adjust the geometry settings, and it was a bit of a pain. So personally I would go for software version 4.3. Now as you can see, they've got a sticker on the back, and in the corner it tells you what number it is, so 4.3 or above. Or if you can't see the sticker, or if the seller can't tell you, another way to find out is to use the remote itself. So press TV, then press menu 0, 0, go, and that should pull up the software version. So 4.3 on the left, 4.7 on the right. Back to the game. Now service mode. So I'll show you how to access the service mode. So it's TV again, menu 1, 1, go. Comes up with some information and tells you the last time you had an error. Press the fast forward button, the arrow next to the go in the middle of the remote, and then that gives you some numbers. Make sure you write these down. If you pick up a set, you get it at home, you manage to access the service mode, write these down initially what you've got. These are my settings. I will pop the link, I will pop my settings below, so you've got brightness, colour, etc. and then it takes you into the actual geometry settings. Now this pulls and pushes the picture around on screen vertically, horizontally, moves it up and down, moves it side to side, diagonally, etc. So these are my settings. You find these below in the description. You probably still need some tweaking anyway. I know the MX7000 does need a bit more tweaking, but I've just not got around to it. So if you've changed any settings, and you change them by just pressing up or down to change the number, and then once you've got the settings you want, press go, and then exit, and then V-tape to take us back. Now both of these sets have SCART inputs on the back, AV1 and AV2. I use AV1, and I'll just show you how to configure the settings. So most of the settings, for instance, if I press menu now, you've got limited amounts of what? So you've got V-tape menu, which pretty much does nothing, sound, picture, but you can't get into the SCART sockets menu. So what you have to do, you have to go exit that, go into TV, press menu, and as you can see there's some more options now. So go into setup, go down to sockets, and you can see what you've got on AV1. I set mine to VTP1, and that refers to V-tape on the actual remote. So both are set on VTP1, so exit that. Now AV1 is an RGB socket, so if you turn your console on with an RGB SCART cable and both of these TVs are on standby, it should force the TV to switch on. If for a reason it doesn't, just turn them off. As you can see, the one on the left's got the fancy stand which rotates. I'll talk about that in a minute. But if it doesn't turn it on for some reason, just press the V-tape button and that should force both TVs to turn on. Right, so this is the back of the set. So first things first, the sticker. As you can see, just under Made in Denmark on the right hand side is SW 4.3, that's software. Moving across to the connections, you can see AV1 and AV2. SCART connections, we've also got an S video, SVHS, an aerial connection, and then you've got some more, you've got some speakers right and left, 8-ohm speakers, power link 1, 2, that's for connecting to other Bnl devices such as Bnl hi-fis, lights, all kinds of weird stuff, audio auxiliary link. And then the connection I've got a plug-in, which is the Bnl stand, which I'll talk about in more detail. And as you can see, I've got the stand there at the bottom, but there's also this metal bar that you can use to tilt the TV back on. I'll probably show you on the bigger one, the MX7000. Okay, so the MX7000, I've just got the stand folded in, but I'll just unfold it and tilt it back. And as you can see, it's sat slightly, it's probably about what, don't know, 25-30 degrees if that. I'll try and show you the stand underneath. Let's tilt it back. There we go, that's the metal stand that can be tucked up so it sits flat, or obviously at that angle. And I do have it at that angle when it's living in its little cubby hole. I'll just show you some size comparisons. So as you can see, you've got 4 PlayStation 2 games, and it roughly measures 20 inches across for the MX4000, the smaller one, and then the MX7000 measures 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 PlayStation 2 games across, which is around 25 inches wide. Keeping with the MX7000, I've just turned it on its side, and a bit of a crude measurement, but it measures about 3 PlayStation 2 games deep, which is around, let me just get the tape measure, it's around 17 inches deep. Just show you from above. Okay, so back across to the MX4000. Roughly measures 3 games again. Okay, so I've just got the tape measure and it's roughly around 14.5, call it 15 inches. So it's not that much deeper than the bigger one. And if you've got a fancy stand, which I'll show you, they'll pretty much go anywhere. Right then, let's show you this stand. Now I picked this stand up for about 20 quid. They do come up on eBay quite often, so if you can get one then I would recommend. Now at the minute I've got my TV sat square on. Turn it on. I've set it so it turns to the left, so basically where I'm sat now. And there we go, so it's great for saving space, etc. I've talked before about how to turn it with the remote. You can set it also in the settings. If you go into TV, menu, setup, stand at the bottom, and then you can turn it to which position you want. So there you go, that's all the way to the left. And I'm just using the remote, I can turn it to the right. Basically, you just turn it to which position you want, and then when you turn it on, it will turn automatically to that position. So all the way to the left, exit that, and turn the set off, and it automatically goes back straight. So yeah, quite a nice little function, and like I said, highly recommend picking one up. Apparently you can get one for the MX7000. In fact, I'm not sure if I can use that stand on the bigger set. I've never tried, but it's perfect for the MX4000. Perfect if you've got the TV sat in a corner and you know, you're sat diagonally like myself. Yeah, nice little bit of kit that. So if you've been on the fence about getting an old school CRT, hopefully this video's come in some use to someone. I mean, they don't cost a fortune, and as you've seen, they're not the biggest things. There are massive, huge back TVs out there, but I consider the MX series from Bnl quite a slim alternative. And personally, I don't think you can beat playing retro video games on a retro TV. I think it's the way to go. It's certainly the cheaper option compared to your Frame Meister and all that. But that's another video for another day. So yeah, check out the playlist. I will be doing an updated playlist with all my Bnl and CRT videos all in one place. So until next time guys, I'll see you around Cocker.